Hi, I'm Rhiannon. Welcome back. So, for those that have started to watch me on my journey, I decided to record 30 videos this month, or from when I started recording, shall we say. This is my fourth video in a row that I'm going to be doing, up to 30 in a row. Um, Basically, I just decided I wanted to get out there. I need to reach people. I need to find my tribe, my community of people. I'm overwhelmed. I'm 45. I'm menopausal. I'm currently on a journey and a mission to change my life for the better, positively. I also want to be able to help other people as well. So this isn't just about me and my journey. This is about relating to people like myself, like-minded people, people who understand how I think and feel. And I'd like to think I do the same for others too when I'm on here. So I hope what I'm saying can resonate with people that are watching. So I really do appreciate your time. So I wanted to record day 4 today, and this is all about being tired and feeling overwhelmed with the busyness of life. Um, Again, as you all know, with those that are going through menopause, you are extremely tired and fatigued. You don't sleep very well. Your hormones are all over the place. You feel constantly worn out and overwhelmed. But you know what? Despite all that, though, I'm not giving up, and that's why I decided to do this challenge to myself to prove that despite feeling so tired and overwhelmed, I wanted to prove to myself and more so than anything, that I know I can do this, and I really enjoy as well creating content. I didn't realize how much I would enjoy coming on YouTube and creating this content. So it's really made me open my eyes more and think about my life, my career path, my career choices, and what I actually want to do. And I never like to be just one thing. I've never been one thing. I'm not a one trick pony, as I call it. I do have various um, work experiences and qualifications, and I've tried various things throughout the years, over 28 years of working now, since leaving school. And I will never like to be just one thing, and I don't like to be classed as one thing. I don't like to be pigeonholed as one thing. I really want to be able to show up for what I want and what I believe in, and what matters to me, and whatever that may be right now and moving forward, who knows. But what I do know is I really want to have and build a community of like-minded people like myself who can understand and resonate the ambition, the drive, the need to want to have sleep, battling hormones, family life, whatever's, and I hope that I can help people in some way, shape, or form, whatever this message is that I do on here. It's not to sound cliche. It's a genuine, honest heart and gut feeling that I feel and the need to do it. And I've been wanting to do something on YouTube for a long time now. So here I am. So my day 4 is today that I'm talking to you on, and it is generally about being tired and overwhelmed. It's about not giving up at the same time, despite feeling tired and overwhelmed. And there are days I feel more tired and overwhelmed than others. There are days where I just have absolutely no energy. I just literally want to just vegetate on the sofa, feel like a slug because my energy levels are through the floor. I probably haven't slept well all week, especially the night before, and I just feel constantly drained. And it's very difficult to want to do things that you've got to apply focus, and you've got to think, you've got to concentrate, you've got to take information in, and it can be really testing on your patience as well. And when I'm tired, I know I don't have as much patience as I'd like to have at times. It really can affect me in that way. But because I'm so determined and because I'm so driven, this for me drives me like so much more forward than you would not believe. It's just, I can't even really put it into words. The fact that I'm getting here on camera every day and feeling the way I do with the overwhelmment and the tiredness is saying something. It really is, because the amount of times I've tried to start a channel and I've given up because things happen, things got in the way, and I've decided enough is enough. I feel I need to do this. I know I need to do this. And for whatever reason, my intuition is telling me to do it. Here I am showing up. And I plan to show up every day up to the next 30 days. And then I'm going to review everything, see what happens, if anything happens, how I feel, review, reflect, and go forward basically with whatever, I decide to do. And that's also the one thing I love, is because I'm in control. There's nobody from YouTube breathing down my neck right now saying, Rhiannon, you've got to get on and do a video. This is my choice, and I love that idea. Equally, I like the idea of starting my business that I've done, online, because I get to decide when I show up. I get to decide and basically take ownership for my business, and whether or not I do well or not, that's down to me at the end of the day. If I don't put the effort in, well, I can't expect to be earning money and getting a great result back. So, this is why I'm showing up, because I want to try and help people and motivate them and just see through, drive forward, and basically break down that wall of tiredness that you feel, that fatigue, the constant lull of, oh, I can't be bothered feeling, when deep down you've got this, whatever it is, this dream, this passion, this interest of yours that you've been wanting to do for so long. How about we make a start and we think, right, okay, today I'm going to make small steps in the right direction, and I'm going to start planning little goals that I'm going to start achieving, and I'm going to start with small steps, but each step will build up to a bigger one, and I'm going to make sure that I achieve at least 3 things per day if I can possibly do so. And I think that's so important. For me, speaking honestly with you, the emotional and physical exhaustion comes from a range of things. It is to do with the menopause. It's the hormones making me feel so fatigued. It's the fact that I'm working full time, Monday to Friday. I run a home, I live with my other half. Navigating menopause is a tough one, it's mentally draining. You never know how you're going to feel from one day to the next. I'm also building a business online, and it's a dream of mine that I've always wanted to do, and it's in a dream area of mine because I absolutely love travel. I love being in warm countries. There's so many countries I want to go to and experience. And not to sound biased, but one of my ultimate dreams is to actually go to Jamaica. I've always wanted to go to Jamaica. I'm a massive reggae Bob Marley fan, always have been since I was 10 years old. And my dream ultimately is to go to Jamaica, visit different parts of Jamaica and see different things there, but to really go and do a tour of Bob Marley. And I know there's a museum out there as well in another part of Jamaica. I've started doing little bits of research because not only for myself, but it's also part of the travel side of things. It's something that I can sell, trips and holidays and whatever, package deals, So I'm not here to complain about being tired. I'm not here to complain at all. In fact, I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful that I still get to live, to breathe, and to wake my eyes up every day, and to be able to, experience another day on this earth, and as it might sound cliche to some people, I generally have a massive gratitude for still being here. And I know that I have a bigger purpose. I haven't quite figured out exactly what that purpose is, but I know I do have this purpose and this strong desire. My intuition is getting stronger and stronger, and it seems to be steering me in this direction for whatever reasons. And who knows? I'll find out along the way. That's how you find out with anything in life, isn't it? Until you try something, you're never gonna know. So here I am. But ultimately, I just want to encourage people today. It's about finding what works for you. It might mean that you might have to do a little bit of research, go on a well-known search engine and Google in symptoms of how you're feeling. If you haven't been diagnosed with perimenopause, menopause, how about you make an appointment with your doctor? Have you documented how you've been thinking and feeling for a while? Do you diarise your symptoms? Do you diarise what times of days it happens? Do you diarise your diet, what you're eating, what you're consuming? Lots of things can impact you. Your diet can also impact you and your moods and everything as well. There's a lot behind your diet and how it can affect you. But I'm not a medical profession. I'm simply going through what I have experienced and my research. So please seek medical professional help and advice if you are going through anything health related, physical or mental. I will certainly say that to you and suggest that to you. But like I say, the truth is that I am tired and I'm emotionally, physically drained every single day, but I'm still going to show up. I'm still here, and I hope that the fact that you see me do this may help inspire and spur you on to do the same, and to encourage you to sort of think outside the box if you can. If you're looking to make a change, if you want life to change, then you've got to change. Something has to change, okay? Otherwise, things will remain the same. They're not going to change unless you do something, you take action. And I cannot stop saying this enough to people, but it's so true. If I decided not to take action in this channel, if I decided not to start the online business that I've started, you know, I wouldn't be here now. You know, it's like a knock-on effect, isn't it? You never know what doors are going to open for you. And I just think, oh my gosh, you know, life's for living. It really is. And that's why I love travel so much, because I get to see things I've never seen before. I get to explore. I get to meet amazing people that I've never met before, different cultures, different music, different, you know, cuisine and foods, and, you know, amazing, right? Because I don't want to just have the normal British, whatever, pub grub. You know, I do want to try Chinese food, whatever foods, Italian, you name it, you know, Jamaican. I want to try some saltfish. I've never tried saltfish before, you know. And I have tried jerk chicken once, many moons ago. Oh my gosh, I worked in London at the time, and this wonderful lady who I worked with, Jamaican lady, she made jerk chicken, and oh my word, it was beautiful. It smelt beautiful. And she also made her own sourdough bread. Well, the bread was stunning. But the jerk chicken was so hot and spicy. Oh my gosh, I couldn't feel my lips. My lips were like swollen. And we were working at the time in like a contact center environment, and I struggled to take phone calls and make phone calls out to basically contact customers, because we worked in credit control, and so we had to basically contact various people that had bought equipment off us and had to pay their bills, and they were behind on their bills, and I could hardly speak. My lips were swollen, you know. So I'll always remember my first ever time, because that's the only time I've actually eaten it. I'm afraid to touch it again, because I don't want to have the same reaction. And I do have allergies as well, so it's just funny how things just remind you sometimes. But that said, I still will try certain things. As long as it's not too spicy, I will definitely do it within reason, you know. But yeah, so but yeah, I just love to see life. I love to see, like I say, different parts of the world. I love where I live, don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful to be back home living in Wales. I'm from South Wales. I originally come from Skewin, but I now live in Carmarthenshire borough. I'm not going to say where, just for safety purposes. That's another story for another time. But yeah, but you know, I'm just pleased to be home. I have lived in England. I've lived in London for 10 years. I learned to drive in London, actually. I passed my test in London 25 years ago tomorrow. So that was a long time ago now. But I'm very grateful for having my driver's license. I love to drive. I love my cars. I'm also a petrol head, so I really do like my cars. I've been like that since I was 4 years old. And I think I can always remember now back to when I first saw a car on the road that caught my attention. And I remember it was my Nana. My Nana had picked us up in her car, and she picked up my mother and I was only 4, so there was no other sister around then. I'm the eldest, so I was the only one around. So I was sitting in the back of the car of my Nana driving, and we were just about to join the M4 motorway in Skewin by Llandarcy, near the roundabout. And as we were joining from the slip road onto the M4, this red and black Porsche 911 just flew past so fast, and the tail on the back of the car, it rose, it lifted up, and I was like, wow, you know, as a 4-year-old, to me that was like magic, because I'd never seen a Porsche. I'd never heard of an engine like that before. I'd never experienced or saw, you know, something move on a car, and I was just like fascinated. I was like, oh my gosh, what's that? You know, and I was like, Mommy, look at that. You know, that car just moved. And my mum's not very into cars at all. She doesn't even drive. So she just probably didn't even notice or saw, you know, could understand what I was on about. But it just fascinated me. And ever since I was 4, I was hooked, you know, absolutely hooked on cars. And I've lost count how many cars I've had over the years, you know. And I've had like 3 convertible cars, and I don't have a convertible at the moment, but I would love to go back into a convertible. I do miss having one. And like with cars, when I have had convertibles, it's not for what people assume it's for. It's not posing as some people may think. For me, it's all about having fresh air. And I think when you've been working in an office environment where you're cooped up, you can't open a window because now we don't have windows that open in office blocks that are modern anymore. I really miss and need fresh air around me. So it could even be like November and the sun is shining. It might be a cold, chilly day, but if the sun is out and it's beautiful and it's a glorious day, I will actually get in my car. When I had a convertible, I would drop the roof down and I would go for a drive, and I'd just have the heaters on. You know, the heaters would be blowing hot air on me. I'd be wrapped up with a scarf and a coat on. And I just have music on playing, probably Bob Marley or UB40 or whatever, you know, whatever takes my fancy at the time. So I just love fresh air. And I think, again, it's all relating to the fact that I like traveling, I like being out and about, I like doing things. I quite like to people watch as well. I enjoy going to different places where I can just sit down with a coffee or whatever and just watch people go by, and I just find it so relaxing. May not be relaxing for others. Some people may find it boring, who knows, but we're all different, aren't we? We've all got our quirks. But I digress. So that's a little bit more about me anyway. So happy Friday, everyone. Anyway, it is Friday for those that work Monday to Friday. I've got an online call now coming up in a couple of hours time, so I'm going to prepare for that, to talk about the business with somebody that's shown some interest. So I'm going to go through that with them. And tomorrow I've got an event to go to, so I'm going to film some footage there tomorrow. I'm actually travelling to Bristol, so I'm going to an event in Bristol, which I've never been to before, so that's going to be interesting. I just hope the weather's kind to us and it stays dry. That would be very, very good and helpful. Yeah, so onwards and upwards, guys. So just to recap, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're tired, if you want to start a business, if you don't know what to do your research. If you haven't sought advice from a medical professional before, please do so. Don't fester, or don't, you know, suffer in silence if you're going through something, whether it's menopausal or not. You know, please, male or female, please seek advice, medical. You know, don't let things continually happen if you know something isn't quite right, because it's so important. But if you are thinking as well to start a business, whether it's with myself or whoever, whatever you want to do, please start putting actions in place, you know, whether that's to do research on a company, a certain area, a field, a niche, you know, whatever it is that appeals to you. Start plotting it, start planning it, write it down, or however way you function, whether that's creating a document on a computer, a spreadsheet, or whether you write it down and make some action bullet points, you know. But certainly try, guys. Just don't give up, whatever age or stage you are in life, because like I say, life's for living. And why not give it a try? Because you never know what you're going to achieve on your way through that journey of yours. So on that note, guys, I appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much for being here. Please give me a like and subscribe. And I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Take care, stay safe, and stay blessed all.